Now we're gonna move to old business, action items, Quest contract. Kevin,
I gotta get to my page, hold on.
page 152 if you need to know.
Thank you, Matt. Are you on 152 already? This is the contract that we discussed at the last committee of the whole. Tim and I sat down with Quest and discussed the contract. We are recommending a 3-year extension to Quest starting next school year. And as you can see, we did get an additional percentage, so it's 7% for the first year, 8% the second year, and 8% the third year. And it also includes a termination clause and approval by the district of any pay increases, or price increases, excuse me. So based on previous discussions and that we were able to get an additional percentage from Quest, I'm recommending that the board consider approving a 3-year extension for Quest.
Do you have a motion?
Resolved that the Board of Education Township High School District 208, Cook County, Illinois hereby approves the 3-year extension of the contract between Quest and the Riverside Brookfield High School District 208, agreeing to the percentage returns during the 3 years of 7%, 8%, and 8%, as presented in the November 13th, 2012 Board Agenda Packet.
A second?
Second.
Second by Mike Welch. Any discussion?
Just like to thank Kevin for stepping up and getting us a better deal
Thank
than we
you.
were presented last time.
Mary Ann?
No, I
Oh,
still have
sorry.
something to say. Thinking about what Tim said last time, I see nothing wrong about with bringing this out to bid. I don't know what the rest of you think, but I don't think it would hurt.
Okay.
Well,
Mary Ann?
Well, John, what do you want to do with that?
Well, if he doesn't want to approve it, if he
Well,
wants
we
to go to bid,
need
he
4
would vote
votes to
no.
do it, so, but I think Tim's got a point.
Well, the only way that would happen is if the motion didn't pass.
Well, I tell you, John, the only thing I did feel pretty strongly, but the majority of the board didn't seem to. We directed the superintendent to go back and see if he can get a better deal on what he presented. He did, and so because we made him do that and go through the effort, as much as I think we should consider some of these, whether we should bid them out more often, I want to support what Kevin did because he did what we asked him to do last time.
yeah, in a lot of businesses in the private sector, I mean, you can have an advertising agency that goes on for decades sometimes. They only go out to bid when they're in trouble, when they're not doing their job, and these guys seem to be doing their job pretty well. So I kind of disagree about just going out on a routine bidding it out. You can keep your ear to the ground and know what the competition is doing, but with the disruption of it and the fact that they're doing a pretty good job, I would stay with them.
Dan, but I'd like to throw out that businesses have moved. I work for a non-for-profit, and we have a requirement that anything over a certain dollar amount, we have to get 3 bids every year. Now, I can put in my bid that I've worked with a company, I've liked them, I've thought that they've offered me the best price and they were reliable, but I am still required because we are non-for-profit, I am required to show that every year I am doing my due diligence and making sure that they are still the best deal. So maybe not this time, because as Tim said, we asked Dr. Skinkus to do extra work and he did that. But I think moving forward, we're in a new millennium, we're in a new way of practice. Maybe it's not enough to assume that the company we have is the best deal. Maybe we need to get in a better practice to say, let's make sure.
Any other?
Keep guessing.
I just think that personally, I don't eat at the school, okay? And I'm not here during the day, and if our staff and our students didn't like this vendor, we would be hearing about that. I do thank Kevin for, going back and doing what the board suggested he do, but I don't want to be responsible for changing the food vendor for the people who eat the food. If the people who eat the food don't like the food, please come and tell us within the next 3 years, and we'll put it out to bid in 3 years. But I don't think the time is right now, John, to go put it out to bid. I said it before, I think if it's not broken in this particular contract, let's just go with it.
Well, the purpose wouldn't necessarily mean to fire them, to extract any excess profit they're making, just to make it competitive, so that's sort of the rationale. Anyway.
Well,
All right, Mary.
they actually kick it back to us,
Okay.
which is.
Ms. Ruska?
Yes.
Dr. King?
Yes.
Mr. Moon?
Yep.
Mr. Welch?
Yes.
Mr. Welch?
Yes.
Mr. Goodchin?
Yes.
Mr. Cindy?
Yes.